amazing how when you're sitting at work, whether you're at work or at home or with your family, how you could say something and they hear something completely different from what you said. And the more you try to explain it, the worse it gets. Anybody tired of that happening? I'm just sick of that. You have to understand, though, that's what's also happening on the reverse end. Have to stop and think. When she said that, when he said that, I wonder if that came out the way he or she meant it. I wonder if they feel the same way I do. That's not the way I meant it. Sometimes you can mean, it could be what you meant, but it didn't come out the way you wanted to say it. Ever try to apologize and even the apology turns into a fight? I'm sorry. Well, what's that supposed to mean? What was And so this was the beginning of an apology. Now we're discussing what does mean. And why you always do See, every time I try to apologize to you, every time I try to be the bigger person, then you always give me this attitude. Well, that's because we done been through this 100 times, and every time you apologize, you just end up doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm doing what always happens in there. Am I right? It's like, okay, I can't respond to that. Yeah, they are right. I do just come back and do. But if you would be more supportive, maybe I would be able to. Am I all up in it today? Come on, tell the Lord, that's Lord. I remember I said earlier, that's for me. Just say, Lord, that's for me. I receive it. I receive it, Lord. I receive it. That's for me. Because what Harrisburg has to have is some people that learn how to work past this. I'm not saying tuck this off into a corner and don't deal with it, because that only explodes. When you take these kind of disagreements and fights and deep hurts and you just keep burying it and burying it, and that's why some of our arguments and fights become so explosive, because one person or the other keeps burying it. I know that me and my wife could both do that. Just hold on to stuff and hold on to it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Y'all know that one. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I let it go. Mm-hmm. I let it go. Mm-hmm. What's wrong? Nothing. Nothing. How many of us have done that one? They ask you, what's wrong? Something looks like something's bothering you. Ain't nothing bothering me. Ain't nothing at all wrong. Knowing that on the inside, and then that person does something that's actually a little thing, but it's the match that lights the fuse. And why? Because you've been suppressing it and holding it and pushing it down and saying it's okay, but it's not okay. Do you realize that some of us, we're working for people who are time bombs? We're working with coworkers and, or people working under us. They're just ticking time bombs. Do you realize that a lot of folks that are exploding on our jobs and going off, it's stuff that they've been holding in for months and years? People look at it in the moment, and they'll get written up by HR for having an episode at work. But they don't know this is a spillover for the 3 or 4 times y'all passed me over. You kept hiring in and bringing in people and made me train the person and gave them the job and the promotion. And so the day they explode, this is a build up. But the whole time you're going, that's okay. It's okay. I'll train them and it's okay. So we do it at work, we do it at home, we do it at family, we do it with our friends. Harrisburg's got to have people that work this through. And that's what God is working on with us. He's making us the kind of people that work it through.